สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. I am making a southern Thai dish today called ไก่ต้มขมิ้น Now ไก่ is chicken, ต้ม means to boil, and ขมิ้น is turmeric, this guy right here. Now, you don't see turmeric used much in Thai food, but in the South, they use turmeric a lot in many different applications. Now, this dish was requested of me recently, and when I got the request, I was super excited because this is one of those dishes that you don't find in Thai restaurants overseas. It is the epitome of simple, rustic home cooking that is super delicious. Let's get started. So I am using chicken wings for this, and these are the little drumettes. And I love using chicken wings because there's so much bones and cartilage in it that you can just add water and your broth will become like really concentrated chicken stock. If you want to use boneless chicken, you have to use chicken stock instead of water, all right? So what I've done here, I've already marinated this in just some fish sauce and some sugar. You don't have to marinate if you don't have time, but I find that if you just throw the chicken straight into the soup, the meat inside is not as flavorful. All right, and now I'm just gonna cover this with water. Yes, it's one of those awesome, throw everything in the pot and let it go kind of thing. Ooh. And while that's coming to a boil, I'm gonna add my herbs. I've got some shallots here, lots of shallots, and the shallots are gonna spend a lot of time in the soup and becoming very soft and sweet and flavoring the broth. I may have overfilled this pot slightly. We'll see. Now, some crushed garlic. Again, the garlic is gonna flavor the broth and then they're gonna become soft and sweet. Love slowly cooked garlic. What I call the Tom Yum Trinity: lemongrass, galangal, and kaffir lime leaves. So the galangal, I freeze them in rounds like this, and then when I need them in soups, I just throw them directly in. You don't even need to thaw them. Lemongrass, I also freeze. So when I use fresh lemongrass, I always smash it. And if you're using fresh, you want to do that to help break up the cells, help the aroma come out. But these I have frozen, and when you freeze lemongrass, the little ice crystals will have already broken the cells, so you'll notice they're a lot softer when they're thawed. So you don't need to smash them. The flavors will come out more easily. My kaffir lime leaves, I want to make sure I give them a good tearing, bruise them. Turmeric. Now I'm using fresh turmeric today. When you work with fresh turmeric, you don't want to be cutting it or peeling it on a wooden cutting board or any cutting board that you don't want to get stained yellow, okay? Because that will likely happen. So I'm just gonna cut out slices, thin slices, and look at that beautiful orange color. This will actually turn yellow once you put it in the food, but the root itself is orange. And if you don't have fresh, you can use powder. Now, turmeric has a very distinct flavor. If you're not familiar with it, you may want to start with less and add as if you find that it's not enough, you can add more. Straight up, it doesn't smell great, but mixed with other herbs and other food, it does add a unique character. My hand stained yellow already. This stuff, treat it like radioactive substance. I mean, wear gloves if you don't want your hand stained like this. Now, because I already put the fish sauce and a little bit of sugar in the chicken itself, I'm not gonna season it any further right now. I'll just come and adjust and tweak it at the end. So 30 minutes roughly until the chicken is fork tender, and that timing will depend on the cut of chicken as well. If you're using drumettes, it'll be about 30. All right, let's see. Look at that. It smells so good in here. And you want to check that it's fork tender, and all you do is you stick a fork in it. And it should go in very easily with no resistance. Now I'm going to add some tartness to it. So traditionally, we use a dried fruit called somkhek, which is very sour, and you just put a few slices in here. I can't find that here. It's even hard to find in Thailand itself. It's a very uniquely southern thing. So I'm gonna use just tamarind. If you wanna just do a squeeze of lime, that'll be fine as well. Stir that in. So now I'm gonna give it a taste and adjust the saltiness. Look at that color, that golden, beautiful color. It's so nice. Oh, so good. Oh, that broth is so rich because of the chicken wings. I'm gonna add just a touch of salt just to get the seasoning perfect. And this is one of those things that's better the next day. So if you get a chance to do this in advance, I would do that. And now you can leave this as an unspicy soup if you want sort of a warming, comforting chicken soup type thing. But I like this a little spicy. So I am going to add some crushed Thai chilies. So I've got some Thai chilies here that I've just crushed briefly in my mortar and pestle. And there is a difference between adding fresh chilies at the end versus letting it cook with the chicken, because the flavor of raw chilies is different from the flavor of slow simmered chilies. And so depending on what you like, you can decide to add it at the end or in the beginning. And we'll turn this off now. Also, if you use green chilies instead of red, that'll give a different aroma. Look how rich that broth is. Oh my gosh. Now, the herbs, the lemongrass, galangal, and lime leaves, we don't eat that, but I like to include it in the bowl just so people know what's in here. Oh, definitely don't eat the piece of turmeric. It won't taste good. You can try it. All right. I'm so excited for this. A little freshness with some cilantro on top. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna wait for my rice to cook. I'm just gonna taste it right here for you as is. Oh, it's so good. Now, if you want to pour this over rice, you might want to bump up the seasoning a little bit just so it's stronger. But if you want to have it straight up, then you can keep it kind of mellow. Oh, so good. Gotta have this again. Oh, it's so comforting and well balanced is the word that comes to mind. The tartness is just ever so slight, but enough to brighten everything. The cilantro adds a bit of a coolness to it, freshness. Man, some of you might think, hey, is that similar to a tom yum because the herbs are kind of the same? And yes, the herbs are similar, but you will quickly find that the turmeric really does add a unique character and the flavor is not as sharp as a tom yum. Wow, that is some seriously good dish. And all I did is literally threw everything in a pot and let it go. How much easier could it be? So I hope you give this a try. The recipe, as always, it will be on hotthaikitchen.com. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but here it's cold and wintry, so this kind of stuff is perfect. When you make it, send me a photo on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal. It smells so good in here. Now, you want to check that the chicken is fork tender, and you simply do that by forking the chicken. No? So what should I say?